Hey all, this is Xenosis and this is part 3 of the very special challenge, and we are continuing in Dollet. We are still grinding with the Seifer, you know, strength bonus, strength 40, we're still at level 24, we are learning ammo refinery, vitality 20, and we're learning HP junction and stuff like that. Now I haven't decided if we are going to go all the way up to level 100 with Seifer or not. We will see, and stuff like that. Now, in order to kill the spider, you need to knock it down. I think it's 5 times within the same fight, and it has something like 4.8k health. Now, there are certain bosses that Quetzacotl maxes out at a certain level earlier on. Yeah, they don't like scale up to 100. There are literally bosses that only scale up to a certain level. This is actually fairly interesting. So the people who think that all enemies are level 100 at level 100, that's actually untrue. For example, the X-Atmos don't get strong at level 11. So as long as you're over level 11, you have a level advantage over it. But of course, certain enemies and bosses can scale all the way up to 100. But for example, in Ultimesia's Castle, the first bot, the Sphinxara, only scales up to level 50. It does not scale past level 50, which is actually fairly interesting. And stuff like that. So, often there exist several versions of the same like boss and stuff like that. Often is what ends up happening. But then, as I said, we are using the strength bonus, of course, obviously. Now the thing is, yeah, there is the 40% that it can drop the X-Atmos, and it only does that at the time when you actually finish it completely off and stuff like that. And it can be like the strength plus 40%, vitality plus 40%, it can be the magic plus 40%, and the spirit plus 40%. You cannot get the HP plus 40%. That would have actually been very, very useful, but the best thing to get, of course, is the Force Armlet. That's just because the Force Armlet you can use in customization. That's why people want the Force Armlet. But I believe there's another reason as well, because the Force Armlet actually sells for a lot, I think. Is what the Force Armlet actually does as well. So yeah. I mean, if we get lucky with Anaconda Wars, that would be great. I mean, the reason why, as I've said, we want to reach like high level is because then if we reach high level, then the enemies here will change, and Anaconda Wars will drop the better stuff. Which is going to be great as well. This is part 3, which is by basically split up the text into 3 parts. So the part where I say what can be drawn again in Ultimesia's Castle, I explain that, but yeah. But if you of course draw on those things, they won't be drawable from the bosses in Ultimesia's Castle again. And stuff like that, but yeah. But I definitely felt that they were meant to have more bosses in Ultimesia's Castle, because there are technically more missable GFs that you can miss for whatever reason. And stuff like that, but yeah. But of course the area that has Jumbo character does not get locked off, because that's on the world map. And the place where Odin is, and the is also where you can encounter the Tomberries, and those don't get locked off either. Neither does Bahamut, like the deep sea research station is always available as well. So that because there are a bunch of cities that gets locked out on this 4, that's a way that they basically saved space and stuff like that, There's a lot of encounters now. Okay, so it's still used fire, meaning there's still the low-load versions, they don't have Fira yet. Now there's the thing, right, with draw equipped, for example, you could use easily tell what version they were about checking what spells they have, because it does eventually change into the tier 2 variants and stuff that, which have the tier 2 spells, which is a big deal once that happens, but yeah. I've already explained the rules and stuff that, and and stuff that, that we don't allow like a draw GF or magic or item. The only time we will allow draw is to get specific GFs and stuff like that, yes. And after armor refinement, I think we are going for the 5 magic, and then we are going to go for the 8B junction after that. But yeah. But you would figure out that they would have given like the bonus there that you can get to the lower level gifts as well. Like why is it Ifrit that has one, and then the next and the other earlier ones don't have, like there's no vitality bonus or magic bonus. What do you call it? Siren does, however, get, I think it's magic bonus that Siren gets, which is of course very useful. Stuff that in Carbuncle I think gets vitality, I think it is, which does make very little sense considering Carbuncle is more about the reflecting magic and stuff that, you know. But maybe it's that the reflect is an actual shield spell, so that could be explained, you know. So 25, 54 strength at 25, yes. Absolutely insane growth. Level 14, level 17, level 19. Okay. Now the thing is, of course, that we will eventually quote-unquote start leveling up the other characters as well, because of the fact that yes, the lower level enemies, you will have an advantage when you're high level. Certain enemies on the world map will of course level up, and if you are above a certain level, you can get some higher end materials early on. And stuff that I believe you have to be over level 40, for example, when you face certain enemies, and you can actually get farmable stuff from certain enemies. If you're above level 40 at least. Yeah, that didn't even give the screws. Of course, obviously, you gain an extra 100 points in the seed test if you actually kill I forgot about all the decisions you have to make though that quote-unquote change things. Or if you hide from the robot, from the boss spider... Spider is kind of fitting though, but yeah. But Seifer is definitely a boss character with how quickly his like stats go with stuff like that, you know. And it is absolutely crazy when you think how powerful Seifer is, you know. And supposedly Seifer is just 1 year older than Squall, which feels hard to believe because it feels like that, oh, how many times is this now that he has done like the thing numerous times, and if he's only like 1 year older than Squall, that doesn't make any sense unless he somehow started doing the test way earlier than everyone else. Because I believe there's still an age limit to actually doing the test. Like I'm pretty certain that they don't let two young people become seed or whatever, you know. But I mean, like, Seed is supposed to be combat specialist, so why does it matter that he goes renegade and stuff that, you know, and that he like doesn't follow orders, right, you know? Because we still got the job done, you know, and stuff that, and then being like, oh, you need to follow orders exactly during combat. But then that doesn't make any sense because you're not a military faction in terms of that way, you know, and stuff that, you know. And you were actually doing the correct thing, you know, and stuff that, but then, you know, it's, you know, how they treated Seifer, you know, and stuff that. This doesn't make any sense. Because I always thought that it was stupid, right? I can understand the whole argument and being like, haha, Seifer is stupid and that's why he, like, because he just wants to fight. And stuff that's why, you know. But it's actually that he figured out that's the thing, like, you don't get to hear what Seifer actually thinks and stuff that, but the thing is just that Seifer obviously knew that there was something wrong with the communications tower. And Seifer knows like way more than he quote-unquote lets on and stuff like that, because yeah. Because why wouldn't Galbadia pick up Seifer and stuff that makes very little sense as well. So that, and then now yes, he becomes the leader of the Galbadia army pretty much. And stuff that, you know. We might say that, oh, he got mind controlled by the sorceress, you know, but I still think he has got free will and stuff that it's not like he chooses to serve Ultimacia and stuff that, you know. But the thing is that in his mind he's actually serving Idea, he's actually serving the matron and stuff that, and that's what he remembers, that's why it actually works on him, and it's not that he gets mind controlled, it's just that he wants to serve Idea and stuff that with the sorceress knife and stuff that, you know. That he wants that to be strong enough to quote-unquote defend the matron that took care of them, you know, when they were younger and stuff that, you know, that he saw himself as the leader because he was older than the other people there. Although I do think that Irvine technically is supposed to be older than Seifer and stuff that, you know, because yeah. But if you see his picture, like he looks like considerably older than Scollux, but I mean, again, the ages are always weird in the Final Fantasy games, right? That they've said like times before that they make them a certain age, you know, because that's, you know, where people have the best time in Japan and stuff that, or during like certain years and stuff that, you know. But yeah, but 8 is very unique, and supposedly actually the funny thing is that 8 has a bunch of ideas that were supposed to be in Final Fantasy 7. That supposedly bought Ultimacia, and there was something else. Ultimacia, and then there was something else aside from Ultimacia that was meant to be in Final Fantasy 7 that were designed at the same time as it was. And that Ultimacia was actually meant to be a Cetra and stuff that, which I mean could make sense. You know, that's why she's so fucking powerful and stuff that. And maybe that's why the story feels so weird, you know, and stuff that, you know. Okay. Sword, to summon Magic 10, might learn Vitality Junction, Vitality 20 is almost learned, we learn Fire Refinement, and then we're going for HP Junction, and we go for the car mod. There's nothing new there. Ammo. So we can make that into fast ammo, that into normal ammo. Actually, yeah, 100 dark ammo, nice. Actually, that's very, very easy to do into 8 normal ammo, and then the normal ammo into fast ammo. Boom. And then we use up the screws to get more normal ammo. And then we already have 100 fast ammo. So we are already prepared to use ammo with Satishing effect, ammo for rapid fire. Very good, so now we have a bunch of ammo already for the character we don't have yet. We have Vitality Junction, Chilean's Vitality 20%, and then they eventually Vitality 40%. 57 strength, 17 vitality, medic 18, spirit 19, speed 23, so now he's faster than Squall. He's 14 luck, so now he's only 1 luck behind. Yeah, 1 luck behind him. It's crazy. Right, and then after Paramedic thing, I will probably go for the HP Junction and stuff that. Eventually also when you get high level also it seems like the drops become more common, some of the drops at least, you know. Yeah, the fact that you can start making ammo early is actually very, very useful. And stuff that, because of course obviously right that certain things will turn into certain ammo. It's very important. Because theoretically if we can make the punishment already on disc 1, because actually the punishment on disc 1 is actually fairly easy if you know what you're doing. The thing though was on the other file, for example, the thing that I wanted to really do was make all the weapons in order, which I did at least on Squall. You know, so that which meant that I didn't want to go for Lionheart disc 1. And Lionheart disc 1 is very doable and stuff there, but it depends on how you want to do it and stuff that, you know. Because yes, you can just play a shit ton of cards and then just get stuff that way, you know, stuff that, but that just takes such a long time, you know, and you know. You might get really, really unlucky with who has what cards and stuff like that, you know. That crit on 2596 with the crit, and that's just at this level. It doesn't even have 100% yet. Yeah, that's the thing. I know I'm pretty certain that the level 30 is a threshold, but sometimes it's level 40 that is the first threshold. It depends on the enemy type, of course, obviously. I do remember knowing what these thresholds were back in the day, actually, and stuff like that, you know, because, yeah. Like Final Fantasy VIII, like, I don't understand why people couldn't understand the whole junction thing with more and more of a certain magic means that you gain higher stats. There are apparently people that doesn't know that, and then they get stuck at that deal. But then it's just like, don't people fucking know about fucking doing, like, Renzokuken and stuff like that. The main problem is, of course, with Renzokuken, you cannot control not doing like the AoE abilities. So like, if you for example do the thing, you do the more powerful things, you might actually end up killing like Rinoa. But the thing is just that you can just heal Rinoa and stuff like that spells. And why wouldn't you draw more spells? Why do you think that you can draw more spells, you know, and stuff like that? You know, like why you don't draw them and stuff like that, you know? That just felt like something like. You don't need to be a smart person to figure that out, you know, and stuff like that, and then it just seems like certain people are just so fucking dumb and stuff like that, and it might just be that that because of you have people out there that is just like, oh yeah, the Legend of Zelda Link to the Past was such a hard game, Super Metroid was such a hard game, you should totally look up a guide in order to beat it, or you should totally, and then it's just like, because the whole thing always is that a lot of people like aren't good at games because of the fact that, for example, like if you beat the old Mega Man games and you did it because you looked up a guide, then like that's just not very, very different. And sure, you know, the games are still hard with guides, you know, but if you for example play like the first Zelda game and you just have like where everything is, you know, then things become way easier because then you can just have the blue ring before you can enter the first time. You can get that normally as well, but then you have to like, you know, get a bit lucky. Oh, we're not really lucky, but I understand why. But we need an Anaconda fight, man. Shiva orders the Vitality. So that's still learning that. Shiva learned the Vitality. Yeah, into Vitality 40, boom. That's 120 though. That's gonna take a while. He's learning 5 magic. 5 magic refinery. Yeah, so screw into normal ammo and normal ammo into fast ammo. We're not into dark. Because you can see what turns into the different medics here. Except they don't do anything. Because we're not going to be using the spells. Now, I'm pretty certain that it's technically that if you're here when you get encountered, but I don't know if it's always going to be the Anaconda when you're at that specific location. No, it's not. Question is though, do they both die in one hit? Yes. Because that is way quicker than used to doing the No Mercy there. See, that's the thing that Seifer is more of a paladin because of the fact that he has 5 cross. Wreck this PC? Yeah, and I've already uploaded the other 2 parts today, by the way, so keep that in mind. Screws are always nice. I think 58. Yeah. Because we are getting the sync bonus. Ooh, evasion 2% actually. Wait, do other characters? No, there's no way other characters get percentage increase to evasion. I didn't know that about Seifer. Because I know that in order to actually reach high points of... I mean, you cannot really get high points into evasion because I don't think that there's an evasion bonus that you can get via level ups. But I do know that there are stat increasing items and stuff that, and there might be ways to gain certain things. Certain things of course requires enemies to be at certain levels in order to drop. Certain things are of course rare drops. But there's a lot of stuff that is only like shock horror stuff. Unless you get very lucky. Because there are certain character cards also that you can get, that you can actually get multiply of, that you can get them back. Like I believe the Queen has all the cards on disc 4, but you can get back cards that you have already spent. You know, and stuff like that, so you can technically, and you can keep getting those cards forever if I remember correctly. So you can basically keep grinding up like a lot of good stuff like hyper wrists and all that stuff. Okay, that's... Okay, so... 21 out of 50, 11 out of 120, 21 out of 30. Yeah, she's learning vitality. Vitality is actually very powerful, of course, obviously, because, you know, defense and stuff, but yeah, 2% is actually crazy, and he's fucking 24 speed now. Like, that's not the fastest or anything, but it's just that he will become a very speedy boy. And keep in mind that the 99,000, I believe it is the maximum for level 100, but it's not really that high at all. But the thing that you normally are meant to do to gain levels really quickly is, of course, it's easier to do during a normal run, because if you use a card mod, you can get the thing that allows you to get the generator, and then once you have the generator, you just need to make sure that Quistis have enough HP, that she has a very high junction, which you can easily get via tornadoes. You can easily get tornadoes everyone in this one. Because basically you get an arrow from a card, or basically there's a card that allows you to make tornadoes, because you usually need the thunder, because thunder is wind, yeah, lightning and wind magic, and then basically there is a certain card that you mod into an item, and then you can just get a bunch of fucking tornadoes, and the tornadoes are very powerful because the tornadoes are good. It's a very good HP junction. Meteor is technically better for HP junction. The best is of course Ultima, but you know. But I definitely thought that they were meant to have like more magics into this game at some point. I definitely think that they should have made enough pages to get one or every single spell in the game. And stuff that I definitely think. Although that would have been a lot of pages. Because you might think that, oh, the 8 pages of magic is very, very good. And I don't know how many pages it would have to have been. It wouldn't have to be in a lot of pages though. Because there's a lot of spells in this. And stuff that I forgot exactly how many it is. Alternatively, they could have just made it so that the spell pages could have had more spells on them. Okay, that's a double hit. And the thing is actually, once we reach a certain level, the level up will go quicker actually. There is no, of course, there is no like XP increase in this, there is no like Guardian Force ability, like XP up or something like that, you know. Which is understandable, right? Because there are technically battles you're meant to do in order to gain a lot of XP, this being one of them. Like there's a reason they put the Anacomb Wars here, in order to be able to grind Seifer up to 100. And also the whole 8 AP here. Ifrit learns the fire refinery. He's trying to learn some magic. Now we'll learn the HP junction, and then probably into the elemental defense junction. She's learning that still. We almost have the vitality junction for Quetzacotl. Yeah, let's heal up fully. Seifer. Seifer is 28, that's 61 strength. That is pretty crazy. I don't know if reaching max stat is possible. You can actually max out your stat even during low level runs, but there are specific things you need to do. One of the things is of course to petrify used every single enemy and stuff like that, but I don't think that all enemies can be petrified. I forgot how you got past those enemies. Because there are enemies that cannot quote-unquote be petrified. Like, petrifying an enemy means that you don't have to worry about the XP. Carding enemies also quote-unquote work. And stuff like that, but of course it is a bit risky if you're doing too much damage and stuff like that, and it's a bit risky. Oh, healing water actually. That is interesting. I'm checking. So that's gonna be something with the life refinery, I am pretty certain. Yes, vitality, yeah, learning that, yeah. I mean, I would love to get him up to 100, but I know how long that can usually take sometimes, you know. But it also totally depends on how many of these fights that you get into. So that, and I know that I skipped out on the XP in one fight because I was carding them. Now the thing is though that I definitely think that shouldn't like the higher level ones also give you more AP. Because that just makes sense, you know, once that just starts giving more AP. Now the thing is, the spider, by the way, gives you 50 AP, by the way, once you defeat him, so that is very important to remember. Okay. Quetzacotl and Shiva level up. Level 22, level 20, level 16. See, but that fight is so good. I believe eventually actually you will stop getting like regular potions and stuff that, and you will actually start getting high potions if I remember correctly as well. Yeah, level 29. Almost 2k health. 63 strength, vitality 18, magic 20, okay, 24 on speed, like 14. Sadly he cannot learn his other abilities, that would have been so cool, man. I wonder if Fuyin and Ryan were ever considered to be like playable characters or characters that you would have been able to get. Of course, keep in mind that Laguna's section were meant to be half the game. They were meant to be their own discs, basically, and stuff that the Laguna discs were meant to be separate discs. And stuff that, and maybe it was supposed to alternate, so you would begin playing Squall. Disc 1 would be Squall, Disc 2 would be Laguna and stuff that, you know. Instead of it being flashbacks, right, that you play through Disc 1 as normal, except those flashback scenes do not exist. Instead, those flashback scenes kind of happen during the Laguna story, and the Laguna story was meant to be way bigger. Oh, now they actually do poison you, so either we're very unlucky all of a sudden, because we didn't get poisoned by darkness before at all. So we were either very, very unlucky there, or this is the high level version of them. Fang, yeah. That is still only 8 AP though, but that was a lot of... Ooh, we don't have antidotes, we do have remedies though. Okay, then we need to start getting careful, since we do not have antidotes. And not having antidotes is a bit sus. Okay, almost vitality. Almost vitality junction learned. But that is still a ways off. HP junction is not gonna take that long. Because once basically we reach a point where we only have summon magic, EF, HP and boost left. And stuff like that, then we will probably continue on. And stuff like that, because the rest I think the screen might have been a mistake. We will see. As I've said, I would love to actually get. I would love to get the. I would love to get the. I forgot what you call it. I would love to get the max level, but it might not be viable. We see Quetzalcoatl. Right. Elemental defense then? Yeah. Elemental defense is next. Vitality there, and then she will get the elemental defense as well. Unless this gives you vitality bonus afterwards. So here we go from HP junction into elemental defense after that. So level 29. Here we probably already have 2000, which would be a crazy increase in terms of HP, but it's really, really weird that Squall's HP increase is very, very low early on. I don't know, for example, Irvine Kineas without any HP bonus increase. I believe Irvine Kineas has about like 5,000 or so HP, like at level 70 or something like that. Which is, you know, which is quite crazy. And stuff like that, right? Without like any HP bonus, I think. But maybe it also has to do with what you're fighting when you level up. Imagine if there would be something that, oh, you gain bigger status gain if you actually level up on fighting something tough. You know, and stuff like that, you know. That it would be like super advanced, you know, or something like that, you know. Phoenix Downs are nice. They were up to 8 Phoenix Downs now. We have 4 tents though. Because the tents do restore status, right? Yeah, fully restores the normal status. Yeah, the tents are actually very powerful in this. But that's also because the statuses in this are very annoying. There's a lot of very powerful statuses in this. And like the poison is very, very bad. Especially if you have very high health. If you're a high health character, then the poison is even worse. Okay, 138. Big damage. No dark mist at least. And they should be there in this hit. Yeah, keep in mind eventually the 2 shot will go down to 1 shot even. Because of that. Okay. Level 30, 65 strength, 90 vitality, 21 magic, speed 24, luck 14. Yeah. And 1980 health. So that's what was from 20, what was it, 23? 24, 25, 26. Yeah, it's 23, so 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, so 50, yeah, it's over 50 extra health per level. And imagine if you added 30 to that. If you added 30 to that, then he would have already been over 2,000 health. Which is very insane. Elemental defense is not close, that is not close, that is getting kinda close. Level 30. We need, of course, to get to a certain level. $600 damage. Yeah, to the people who would like be like, oh, I cannot beat the game because I don't understand junction and stuff that, and then it's like, oh yeah, but you all know how to learn gear from this, right? You know, what is your excuse for not realizing that? Oh, you can use grind with Seifer, and grinding with Seifer is also easy. Like you don't need to be a GM and be a pro sniper person. Seifer is constantly being mad at absolutely everything. Yeah, so if you live in a world of Final Fantasy, you just be angry all the time and you can fucking use your limit breaks all the time. Yeah, so 2 potions. 2 players. Skip it up, bada. Skip it up, bada. Booda bada bada. 2 players. Skip it up, bada. I'm mildly interested in actually getting a resonance and stuff like that, but I definitely think like something that that Square Enix seems to refuse to do is lower the prices on certain things enough. I mean, Octopath Traveler is sometimes down to pretty low prices, but I definitely wish that stuff like the Dragon Quest, like the remakes or remasters or whatever of 1 and 2 and 3, that they definitely need to go down lower and stuff like that, because even when they go down pretty low, it's still that they are still quite expensive and stuff like that, you know. I'm sure it's a lot of game, but then it's just like, yeah, but I'd rather play these old RPGs, you know. I mean, they are old RPGs, but you understand what I mean. But that's why 7 has so many, or there are similarities between 7 and 8, because certain of the ideas they were meant to be in 7 is of course in this. Because yeah, maybe the gold body is just a continuation of Shinra or whatever, right, you know? Because there are similarities with how they have their helmets and stuff that, with the whole the stuff that they have on the helmets and stuff that, and then the fact that they have like almost like soldier looking suits, but they are blue, for example, and stuff that. And it also seems to indicate rank, right, that you have these blue guys, you have the green ones, you have the red ones. The red ones are basically like officer roles and stuff that, but because of course it can be a major, it can be, you know, like, because Big start out as a certain rank, but then Nico keeps getting demoted and stuff that, you know. But then it makes no sense, right, because Wich, right, Biggs is the leader, right, and Wich is the weaker guy. Wich is supposed to start as a lieutenant, I believe it is. It seems weird, like the lieutenant would be the one with the blue suit. And the green ones are usually the specialists, because the green ones are like the ones that are flying the thing. And there are like a sort of that person that you get. And the green ones are also the ones riding the bikes, if I remember correctly. Level 31. Nice. 31, yeah, over 2000 now. 2038 even. 68 strength. Few potions. Yeah, 19 out of 100, so halfway to vitality, 40%. HP junction is pretty close now. So I mean 31 already. It's gone fairly quickly. We're not even 1 hour into it yet, so maybe we can do it in less than 3 hours, getting level 100. I mean, it depends on how much optimized it is, because the more you go and save, the less effective you are, because you're not going to be able to turn off encounters. Unless you're playing the new PC version and stuff. Like the remaster has the course so you can turn off encounters, literally making it so that just one of the main benefits of Diablos is being able to have the encounters. So that, especially if you're in a very annoying area, or just turn off encounters completely. It's a bit of a waste, because they will usually die into normal attacks otherwise. I want to test the damage! Nice. We're getting close to 2000 damage now. Like non crits. Yeah, but they all but used to wait, used to do the T-Rex grind, which is definitely a thing and stuff like that, you know. Because there are better places we can technically grind and stuff like that, you know. But then a lot of the grind with Seifer is of course to gain the abilities on the summons and stuff like that, you know. That's the main reason why you do the grind. Normally if you do this grind, if you for example do this grind and you're actually doing like, you know, like a max level run, or you know, like where your party is at low level, but then you know, then you should wait with drawing spells until you can draw the more higher end spells. But even if you draw like Firaga, Blisaga, Tundaga, you're not going to become that powerful early on. The best way is to card certain cards and then get powerful spells that way. Stuff like that. Although there are some hidden draw points that have some pretty good spells early on. Yeah, 31. Yeah, we did all the check, I think. Yeah, SB Junction is very close. Yeah, we do have the sync bonus on. I forgot if Siren you get access to 3 slots, or if it's Diablos that is the first one. Now the main problem though is once we get Siren, immediately after that is when the timer starts. So you cannot really grind up Siren a lot before the encounter with the spider, unless you already know that you're powerful enough. Because I'm really curious what his strength is going to be. We are going to have to check that basically. At some points, like what is his strength with strength 14, strength 20, and is that going to be enough? Because of course versus the spider, it doesn't matter. Versus the spider, because the spider is a boss, the spider does not give you XP when you beat it and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, that's very important to remember. So you can technically grind after losing control of Seifer, because you don't. Yes, as long as you don't go up the tower, you can still continue grinding. You can even go back here and grind like Congo Wars. And you might be like, why not just skip out on the Seifer grind and stuff like that? But it's just that I want to do the Seifer grind, because otherwise, if we would have just had a scroll on its own here, it would have been way worse. I definitely feel like, because of the way that Seifer is way more safe, because we would have needed to be low health with Squall, and that just wouldn't have worked here. And it's also because we need the materials here to make better weapons. Ifrit with the HP junction, and that, as they say, is that. And then elemental defense. Yeah, very close now to the vitality, or not super close, but you know. Elemental defense being learned, vitality 40 being learned, and then that's gonna go into elemental defense as well. '70 strength, which is, you know, insane considering he used his first weapon and 70 strength at level 32. Theoretically though, Squall has the ability to gain even more strength due to the strength bonus, the way it works. But that's just due to how it works basically. Just attack boom, 750 damage, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that was an on-crit there. Yeah, and if I would put it with strength 20 there, that would be 80 strength. That is with plus 60 strength. Yeah, so you know, that's pretty crazy. But we won't have the sync bonus. That is so important to have. You do not want to lose the sync bonus. Yeah. Yeah, the sync bonus is so important to have. Because I mean, if you already gain 1 strength on a level, then you gain instead 2+ strength instead. And stuff that, then use 1 extra point of strength means a lot. Especially considering there are 100 levels and stuff that, you know. But it doesn't mean that you get guaranteed 100 strength. It depends on the character. Of course, Cell I do think technically has a better strength increase, and the fact also that he's low level is interesting. But trying to level up, say, trying to level up Cell on his own feels like a bad idea. That's why if I get level 100, for example, with Seifer, then I would, for example, rest Cell, and then I would give him the strength bonus and the strength, you know, stuff. That would be good. But then, of course, Seifer wouldn't be able to benefit from it, and then I don't know if his limit break will be enough without the strength bonus and stuff, that what his default strength would be without the strength bonus increase. Yeah, because you cannot split the summon, of course. You cannot like have the summon equipped on 2 characters, you know. I have the element of defense I need to learn. Yeah. The element of defense is being learned. 80 out of 120. Let's learn the element of defense. But then we haven't gotten any cards. Nope. And no interesting ammo. It is a bit weird, yes, that we haven't come across the many materials yet. It might be that we need to level 40 before it changes. Now, hopefully it isn't affected by our other character levels and stuff that we need to get like character levels for the other characters. Maybe. But that would be really bad if that is the case. And my problem is Cell's HP pool is pretty low. That's a big problem as well, so yeah. Now of course we could just ignore Cell gaining like the level ups and stuff that, you know, and then not using strength bonus for a while, but then we're missing out on the point, you know. Okay, 161 is quite a lot. Maybe one of them is high level, but we will see. Okay, 1700. Which would mean that it would be 3400, right? Is it gonna poison us? That did not poison. Because we did get poisoned at one time, and I thought that maybe we just got really unlucky, or maybe we have been really lucky on the character. Because isn't there a status that... I forgot, weren't there a status that worked in reverse in this? That the higher you had of it, the easier you got just susceptible to like statuses. So 48 out of 100, 89 out of 120. 14 out of 100. That's a lot of health now though. So that's a big problem now. It takes like a lot of potions to heal up. You don't have to use up a remedy though, which is good. That's a bonus. And what's the strength at? 72 strength. Yeah, you can see how even his stats are there. So the 122, 22, okay, speed is 25 now, which is... that's even one higher speed than before. 14 luck still. He's still not at 15 luck, but he has 2 evasion already. I'm pretty certain that no character gains evasion naturally. I think that every single character remained at 1% evasion. Maybe it's just because of what we were fighting. Or maybe it depends on how you kill enemies, that if you kill them with... I don't know how much RNG or... Yeah, healing water is interesting. There's some way that that's a red drop, right? Healing water. I think that's because that's a higher version of the Geysar then. If it drops healing waters. Because I think that's part of a seed question. If Geysars can drop healing waters. Ooh, Anaconda once again. They're fast now. That's why I think that they're high level actually. But then they should stop dropping one of the things that if they are the high level, they should be dropping the dragon fin or dragon skins. Yeah, one of them is clearly faster than the other one. But maybe they don't gain that much health, that's why they still dying too. Because if it's 1800 times 1800, then that would be 3600. Well, thanks. Still 33 there. I mean, the more we get of the Anaconda Wars, the better. Okay, he did 38 damage. Is it a high level version? Maybe. Maybe he just got lucky because I believe that they only did like 26, 27 or something damage before. It would have been cool though if the enemies actually changed, if there were other Galbadian soldiers that could have shown up when you get like high level here. You know, I would have loved to have seen like at least, or some of the robots appear alongside them, and maybe these change to another enemy, more dragon enemies here. You know, not just the Anaconda, or like maybe the Grendels could just start showing up and stuff like that, you know. If I would ever have someone make a Final Fantasy VIII mod for me, that would be hard or whatever, right? And these enemies would definitely change, you know, at some point and be something else. Because I know that there's a lot of people that would want them to, oh, if they remake Final Fantasy VIII, they should make it so that your magic is separate from the stuff you have junctions. You have junction magic, and then you have regular draw mag that you can use to cast. No, but it's supposed to be a trade-off that you're supposed to like top up on spells. Like and you're supposed to even use spells that you have junction, that's the whole point. And stuff that, right, because you need to use a lot of a spell generally in order to like make the stat that much weaker, you know, stuff like that. Alright, so 34 now. 74 strength. Okay, 66 out of 100 on elemental defense. Very close to vitality, 40%. Elemental defense, long left there. Yeah, level 34. Is he going to be... there's no way that he's 100 already at 40. I know that once you reach certain points in levels, like generally the scaling on the characters, on all characters, the scaling with your stats, your main stats or whatever it is different for different characters. Certain characters are better at certain things, like certain characters, for example, are better with magic. But they also change. There is one character that actually changed the way they go. And that is, we know, like once the Quetzacotl becomes the sorceress, once that happens story-wise, or once you get angel wings, the limit break, once you get angel wings aside from using the dog and stuff like that, once the Quetzacotl gets angel wings, then that changes things. Because once you get angel wings, her stat growth become different. So basically, if you rush her to get angel wings and then you start leveling her up, she get a lot more magic and stuff. That's now the question is, will we abuse Dea when we get her and stuff that, you know? Like, I mean, in terms of like doing the same type of grind here and stuff that, except grinding with the Dea is actually harder. Well, I mean, technically it's easier, but it's just because her limit break is just a single target spell and stuff that, and we don't have any magic on her, obviously. That's going to be a bit of an issue. Although there might be some other things that can deal a lot of damage with her, because of the fact that we do have abilities that we can get. So level 34. Yeah. 71 out of 100, 111 out of 120. Very close. Yeah, I think it will change that number for this one. I think that Anacondas will start changing. Now, one thing I'm also very curious about is what will Selfie's starting level be and stuff that, because I definitely thought that Cell was going to be a higher level and stuff that, because of the level I was on Squall. But it might be that it might actually have been that this level is what decide, or if it's your lowest character level that decides what level another character is, right? You know. Okay, that didn't poison. Because it's not always called poison mist, it was called dark mist before. That didn't poison it even. Or does he have natural status defense even though it probably shows up at 0%? It only dropped Venom Fangs there, it did not drop the Magic Stone. Right, so Vitality 40%, yeah, Elemental Defense next. I'm almost halfway through the Elemental Defense there. And he is almost done with Elemental Defense. Everyone is on Elemental Defense now at the same time. He has the most pocket with 79 out of 100. He has at 45 out of 100, and she's at 0 out of 100. Okay, and that's 77. One more luck. Now we're at 15 luck, same as Cell, same as Quistis. One luck worse than Squall. Yeah, that's very insane. I mean, because here's the thing, right? Once they are high level, like it would make more sense that the Galbadian soldiers, even if they die in one hit, right? When they're high level, for example, when they're able to cast like Fear and stuff like that, I definitely think that they should have dropped 2 AP up pop. So if you kill 2 of them, that should have been 4 AP instead. Just because it makes no sense, right? If you have a high level version that can cost like Firaga, Blizzaga, Tundaga, then it makes no sense that they would only just keep 1 AP and stuff like that. That was something that you would think that they would be like, yeah, at this point it should give you more because it casts high level spells. You know, you never get to see the Dollet soldiers doing combat and stuff like that. You know, or the Dollet resistance or whatever you want to call it. Under 31, not 1000 damage yet. The 1000 damage threshold is very important because if you get certain weapons early on for Squall, the thing is really the big thing is once he starts doing 1000 damage, because once his regular attacks start doing 1000 damage, then Rezukuken is slightly stronger, like depending on if you crit or not, and depending on what enemy it is. Okay, 161 is still normal. Okay, he did get a double turn, which means he's fast or he got lucky. We're over 2000 damage now. Not even 200s of damage yet, because I do remember the scary part is that you can actually die to them, if I remember correctly, because of the fact that once the level jump happens, you might not be ready for 4260 crit. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Ooh, over 600 now. Okay, still Venom Fangs, but they are a higher tier technically because they're used to dropping Venom Fangs. They're not dropping the other stuff. Yeah, 78, I think speed 26 now. Yeah, that's pretty decent. 90 out of 100, very close now. Yeah, I'm gonna use up all the potions probably eventually, but it completely depends. So. I mean, next level is almost guaranteed gonna be that we have 80 strength at the next level. Hopefully. And I'm not saying that if we, for example, have like what level we have 100 strength is will determine, you know, if we get it at, for example, let's say at level 40 we have 100 strength. I mean, I don't think that it will be at level 40 already. I think it will be have to be slightly higher, but it depends on, of course, how much it is. It depends on a lot of factors. The main problem is, of course, is that if you meet the higher version of the Anaconda Wars, I know that those versions will have a lot more health, so that then all of a sudden we won't be killing them in 2, unless of course our strength was keeping up, which it might used to do because of the strength bonus. So yeah. Because once we have 100 strength, for example, you could use double that level and then be like, okay, that's when we're gonna have 200 strength. Instead of that, and imagine, right, if you can reach 255 strength with just the base weapon, whatever, right? Not having any like draw or stuff junction. I might say, oh, but if Seifer can reach it, you know, then yeah, it doesn't prove anything if Seifer can reach 255 strength by the time he reaches 100. Or if you can even get it earlier than that. Because if we can get it earlier than that, then Seifer will have no reason to quote unquote. I mean, but then it's still the thing, right? Like we even need strength 20% equipped, for example. Now we currently have strength 40% equipped. So basically I want to reach like it unbuffed basically and stuff like that. So eventually, if we reach 255 strength, for example, okay, that thing survived. I shouldn't use the attack there. Damn, 569 from the regular attack there. I don't even think that that was a crit actually. Okay, Quetzacotl, learn elemental defense. Hey, elemental defense times 2, hey. I'm guessing... Is all of them gonna get... Is all of them, yes. Good English. Is all of them get... Yes. Answer yes. Is all of them... Ah, but answer yes. Is all of them. No, but still, like, you know. Because if he reaches 255 strength before a certain level, let's say he has max strength at a certain point, I would then, for example, instead of having, I have strength 40% equipped now, right? I've used the 40%, right? Like, what is his unbuffed strength? I mean, he did get buffs via the strength bonus, but if we remove strength 40, he has 58. That's his quote-unquote natural strength from leveling up. Together with the strength bonus, of course, obviously. But still, 58 strength is pretty decent. But then it's 81 with strength 40. It's 69 nice with that, so yeah. 81 with that. 81 strength. 26 speed. Which, you know, is very, very fast. Fucking 81 strength, man. 81 fucking strength, man. That's... yeah. That's the thing, that even if the anacondas are getting stronger, if we keep getting a lot of strength, or the strength increases are higher, because I'm pretty certain that they are higher, once we pass level 40, I think his strength increases by a lot. Or maybe it was at level 50 it started happening, because I do remember that he has the crazy stat growth, you know, because he's meant to kind of be like a Sephiroth-esque character, you know, which, you know, makes sense considering his HP. Yeah, 655. That was an on-crit. That's not the right thing, because it's more like an explosion when he does it. So what level are the GF? 27, 25, 22. Right, and if we can master all the skills on the gifts, then that's gonna be really, really good. Yeah, see, there was the crit there because you saw the explosion there. I always thought that you had to use the trigger with Seifer, but that doesn't seem to be the deal. It seemed like he can naturally crit on his own as well. And stuff that, you know. Okay, there's all the snakes. Okay, 158 damage. Just to see what No Mercy does now. Okay, 2.1k and 2.3k. Poison mist. Oh, he got poisoned. Do we wait to heal up the poison? I don't know. Do we have natural resistance? No, we do not have any natural resistance at all. Which is a bit funny. So elemental defense times 2 is what he's learning. Elemental defense. Yeah, we're getting close at maxing that out now. Now let's just use the remedy. That's the last remedy though. The main problem is if we get really bad timing there. I'm gonna drink some more of the water, by the way. I do have a Loka here. The citrus flavor one, which is pretty good. There's also I think there's a citrus and lime combination also that exists. The citrus one is actually one of my favorites because it tastes more like actual citrus. Because there's a lot of mineral waters out there that are also like super fucking bad. Because it tastes like they're super salty even though they're not actually that much salt in it at all. And I don't know if it's just that they used so wrong or whatever, right? You know, because yeah. But it's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of interesting flavors they have and stuff like that, but yeah. I do remember there was a certain flavor that came out that was super fucking popular during one summer. There was like a pear flavor that was insanely good because it actually tasted like actual real pears. Because a lot of pears in the store doesn't even taste like actual pears. Like if you have ever known someone that has like pear trees, and so after that use like how there's apple trees or pears also. Like actual fresh pears from an actual pear tree. They're so fucking different. And actual pears are actually green and not the whole brownish colors that kind of certain pears have in stores. And I know you might say that, oh, that's a specific type of pear, and sure that's correct, but you know. Because I had a neighbor back in the day that lived pretty close to me, and his dad was rich. And they had both apple trees and pear trees, and they were like, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses. You know? And they just got so many like apples and so many pears that if they wouldn't, like when he had friends over, like if they didn't give away certain ones or allowed other people to eat them, then they would like rot, you know, and stuff that they wouldn't be able to, you know, take care of, you know, stuff that, you know. Because they even had enough to make like yams and, you know, and other stuff, you know, so yeah. Interesting. So yeah, very close on the element of defense there. We got one more level there. 82 Saint used. Not going up that quick. But our HP is going up very quick. Our HP is going up very quickly. Oh, very close to the 1000 crit now. Very close to the 1000 crit. And I know that actually if you attack your own party members that actually gives you negative points on the test. Which is actually really, really bad. A 6/7 for my old crit there. But yeah, once you pass the 1000 damage threshold, then that's like a really, really big deal. Once that happens. Because eventually these gizzards will even start dropping like dragon stuff. This is always like very, very weird. Okay, we got screws again at least. I mean, I could just look in the Final Fantasy VIII manual. I mean, I still have it. I'm pretty certain I still have the Final Fantasy VIII box. So it'll be here. Right, it's just regular fire. Yeah, but except that hits for 74 still. Which is interesting. I mean, his magic defense is not that great. I mean, but it's not the worst, it's only 24 spirit. I mean, it would be very different if you had like a spirit increase or whatever, but yeah. The problem is, for example, I want Cell to actually be a tank. But then I would want to have like both the strength bonus, I would want to have both the vitality bonus and the spirit bonus as well. SDH bonus and stuff that, you know. There's also an early Rosetta Stone we can technically get inside the prison. But I believe that requires card games to be able to get. Except I don't think you actually need to play the card games. You actually just need to start the card game and then exit out, and then he eventually gives you the Rosetta Stone because there's a manipulation. But I need to look up how to do it so that I don't screw it up. It's like that, because if we can get our early Rosetta Stone, then we can give another GF early on. We can just remove something with Amnesia Green, and then we can just learn like the ability times 4 and stuff like that, and then we can have like 4 bonuses when we level up. I always like the green color, but because of him having green color makes you one-shotted what? Okay, well they're lower level. Yeah, they were lower level there, it's only 382. Yeah, M-stone pieces. Why did we all of a sudden fucking roll into lower levels? Once, what the heck was that about? Why did we all of a sudden at level 39, why did we roll into lower level versions? That makes absolutely no sense. Okay, 1 point away. Okay, that's interesting. With 39, we take the 85 strength though, that's, you know, fucking hell, like 27 speed. I mean, okay. Of course, I know that it's not high speed, like all things considered, but speed is a pretty hard stat to increase. Like Cerberus, I believe, or it's either Cerberus or Diablos that is the first one that has the speed junction. Stuff that, you know. But imagine if they actually turn Odin into a proper GF and stuff like that, but yeah. But it's also really cool that he has a different version of his battle sprite. That he obviously has a cloak that is way more distorted and stuff like that, you know. Okay, if it learned elemental defense. Hey, elemental defense time 2 again. Is all of them gonna get it? Are all of them gonna get the elemental defense times 2? Because hey, I'm not complaining against elemental defense time 2, even though we won't be able to use it anyway. At 27 speed, 33, 25, 24, yeah. Level 40 is going to be next level, and we're almost at 90 strength. Now the question is, who would I want to do the grinding with after Seifer? If we do not get Seifer 2, actually, let's actually go back and save, actually. I want to be on the safe side. In case of both crashing and in case we just get completely fucked at all of a sudden. The Anaconda was super strong and they hit for like 400 or whatever, and then they crit for 800. Because I do remember that there was something that happened when I did the grind at one point on a file that I had. And I don't remember if it was on PlayStation or not, but there were at one point when I took a long time grinding and I just thought that, oh, this is just so easy and stuff like that, right? And then we reached a certain point and then all of a sudden it was a very high level version of the fight. And then the Condors hit like they critted for over 1,000 or something like that, and then it was just like super, you know, like you could just get completely screwed, you know. But the thing is, like, certain people, like, they go back and save way too often and stuff that, so yeah, you know, that's no, the triple. That is definitely worth 5 crossing though. Because this is still 3 AP here. What's this damage? 1,630 on one. Okay. 38 out of 130, 61 out of 100. So elemental defense times 2, elemental defense times 2. Yeah, sadly we cannot use any of these also, and we cannot use these as the whole No, we don't tent at this point. Tent is worthless. Although I do think that tent restores party members to life. Yeah. Just double checking. Boom, nice. 991 hit. That's decent damage. Oh man, I would love to continue on and stuff that, and instead do some more grinding on the other characters, because, you know. No, sure, the thing is that I really want them to start dropping the better stuff so we can make one of Black Cell's better weapons. Because you don't need to have read the weapon magazines. As long as you have the correct materials, you can still make the weapons. And stuff that, which is why making Lionheart and Wich 1 works. Although there are non-card ways that you can still do it, you don't have to modify cards at all. Although I mean... Okay, so that's just a regular fire spell. Triple kill. I forgot what is the most. I'm pretty certain that there is an enemy that you can meet 4 of. I think there is a Galbadia fight that specifically you get in the classroom. But these 4 of the green ones. Okay, so that's level 40. 2553 health. 27 speed, 15 luck, evasion 2%, vitality 24, magic 26, spirit 25, and 88 strength. But you know, that's pretty decent. 88 strength is not shabby. Still a bit of waste though. And I'm guessing the shops don't dare to interact with us because of the fact that they're occupied by Galbadians. And that's the thing that you learn in this, for example, that why doesn't a Phoenix work on Ares, and that's actually because of a mistranslation. Because what Phoenix doesn't do is they don't resurrect you from death, they resurrect you from being knocked out. When a character is got killed, they're not actually killed. Like, it's not that the party dies, that's what makes you fail and get a game over. It's that the party is knocked out. And then obviously they get murdered, you know, when they're knocked out and stuff like that. That's actually what happens. So when Aerith dies, she's dead, you know, and stuff like that. Like, Phoenix Downs is actually not like resurrecting people like Phoenix Downs. Phoenix Downs should be like cures you of being, because it's called being KO'd. It's what it's called in game, right? That your character is KO'd, aka knocked out, you know. Removes KO status. Knocked out. KO does not mean killed, you know, because in boxing they call it KO. And stuff that, like, why are there people that think so, why can Ares not, like, you know, like, oh, people fucking that stupid. You know, people think that the party members are dead. Like, I should probably do a pub. No, that would probably make people mad, like, OMG, I always thought Phoenix Down was this. OMG, you totally ruined my life now. You don't ruin my life now, OMG. That sounds very familiar to what you think. Yeah, the people who are dumb and vaccinated. And then they used to become walking Wi-Fi addresses, because it's really funny when you notice all of a sudden that they're weird Wi-Fi signals, or if you have like weird Bluetooth signals, and then you know that okay, like, what the heck is this, you know, and stuff like that, and then some of the people that show up are vaccinated people. And then it's just that the vaccinated people cannot understand when their girlfriend is like sick, you know, and then they need to lay down in bed, and sometimes they're sick for a whole week and stuff like that, right? And then they were never sick like that before, and then it cannot totally be because of the vaccine, it must be something else, you know, that though maybe they have eaten bad or something, you know, like that, so, you know, they can never. That was an actual slow from its bad breath, which normally that does not happen. So that was a higher version of that, and it didn't drop anything. Oh yeah, we don't need to do that yet. Elemental defense times 2. elemental defense times 2. Okay, double on the condors. Are they stronger now? Okay, that was kind of normal damage. That was also normal damage. They did not get one-shotted by that. Normally they can get one-shot by that if they're the weaker version. We did get poisoned. That was pretty bad. Yeah, because we would need to use a tent to get rid of that, because we don't have any antidotes. And we cannot Asuna that, because we don't have Asuna. Okay. Yeah, there's not an ability that can. No thunders to lure us. I know that we cannot use spells, anyway, but, I was just thinking if we were just gonna allow that, use the shaky luck. Nah. I mean, even if something could have made an Asuna, I wouldn't have done it, stuff that, Yeah, that's tent would be the only thing to get rid of status. So we just need to heal up, but we might run out of healing items way earlier. Alternatively, we could res someone else and let Seifer die. That could be a thing. Okay, so whoa, 27 speed, yeah. I think we had that before already. 89 strength though. So was that only a 1 strength increase there? So that level we didn't gain strength otherwise. If the only strength came from the strength bonus itself. Yeah, 200 you can see there, and that was because we are at full health. So the poison damage you take actually are affected by your health amount, if I remember correctly. That you can actually heal, or you can actually take way less poison damage if your HP starts getting low. Yeah, pulling up the sunscreen now. Yeah, 182 there, that was a way lower tick there on the poison. So the poison is not that bad so far. Yeah, imagine if we can deal with being poisoned just fine. And be like, yeah, Seifer is just tanky enough to just have fucking poison. Yo, the crit though. Yeah, that was just 130 damage. Oh, screws. Nice. Imagine though if you can actually learn a lot of elemental defense if you skip out on the whole summon magic stuff. If you can use the way higher, because there are certain characters that you can learn, of course, a lot very, very high summon magic and very high gauge HP, but if you give up on those, then maybe you can gain other abilities. I wonder, do we take damage off of that desperation attack from poison though? Yo, 3k damage. Oh, that was a lot of damage there actually. But does it damage you more after doing a desperation attack? That would be an actually very interesting quirk if that's the case. That, oh, you did a desperation attack and now you're gonna take a lot of damage from poison. Or is the poison damage somehow a bit random? Because it's weird, right, that they got the 200 tick again. You know. That's 156. Under 30. But then does it always hit for high when you do the limit break is the question. I don't know, it could be dangerous with his health to if we do get the encounter with the Anaconda Wars. On the 30k. Yeah, it definitely seems like if you do a limit break you take way more poison damage. That's very interesting if that's the case. Yeah, that is very interesting if that's the case. Right, that you take more damage for doing a desperation attack because hence desperation, you know. I don't know, maybe it's just when the poison crits, because poison can crit. That could also be the case that poison actually crits. I'm gonna keep on attacking and see if we can see that insane 200 again. Yeah, 234, yeah, that's a crit. The poison crits. That's fucking interesting that the poison can actually crit like that. Yeah, so I thought that we took a lot of damage there because we were at high health there. Yeah, we are gonna run out of potions faster. So that's the thing. So there's a limit to how much we can grind, and of course, obviously, but that's actually a good limitation to have. Level 30 though already on Quetzacotl, 28 on Shiva, and level 24 on Ifrit. But that's only for 14,590 for level 30. You can see comparison to what the character has at level 41. And no matter what the next fight is, you will kind of get it, even if it's a Gizzard, I think. But then actually you want to do as few turns as possible then in a fight technically, because then you take less poison damage during a fight. But I wonder if it's used as a high chance to crit after doing the limit break. Okay. So, whoa. Yo, it went to fucking 92, what? But wasn't it at 89 before? You're right, or 88. 89, 90, 91, 92, so we just got fucking 4 strength. So that would have been 3 strength otherwise, but with the strength bonus it's an extra strength, so that would be a 4+ strength increase, and now we're speed 28 as well. Oh yeah, that's... I said that at 40 is when it starts there, so maybe we just got lucky there. Imagine if being poisoned increases your strength and leveling up. Right, because obviously, right, you become stronger if you're poisoned and stuff like that, you know, because you will be constantly taking damage, you know. That would actually be hilarious if that would be the case. Yeah, we only have 24 potions, but we are gonna wait until his HP gets to about 1,000 or so before we heal up, or maybe even lower. But it's a risk, of course. And there's the big crit again. But also it is dependent on what your max HP is and stuff like that, so once we reach higher max HP, or maybe it's level dependent, but yeah, but once we reach higher max HP, then the poison is also for even higher and stuff like that, you know. Like you don't start taking like 1,000 in poison damage, but still. Damn it, yeah, you saw there, we took less damage there after the limit break. But that's interesting that poison can crit. It also seems like pressing triangle didn't give me poison damage. Yeah, it does not give you poison damage if you just press triangle. Because triangle is skipping a turn. Because the way poison works is you need to take an action in order to take poison damage. So that's interesting. How close are we now? We're close now, right? 96 out of 100. And he's gonna be get down with his no elemental defense to. It's Quetzacotl will get down first and then Ifrit. I don't want to take the risk, man. Oh man, but I don't know. No, but still being level 8 when Quetzacotl is level 13 makes no sense. I don't know why Cell starts at low level, or if it's like bad, because I'm curious, like if Squall and Quetzacotl were level 100, would that still happen on level 8 Cell and stuff like that? So is his level just fixed then? That was 50 damage on that card. So do you take more damage when you poison resist? Is the high tier? That was a critical from the poison damage. Okay. And now we heal a lot. Okay, that's a full heal. Down to 16 potions. At 92 strength though, I think we didn't gain one more strength there at all. I think we were already at 92 there, right? From like, what was it, 88, 89, 90, 91, 93, yeah, because I talked about all 4 strength and stuff like that, yeah. We need exactly 420 to level up. Hey. We haven't seen any Condor Wars in a while now, actually. Ever since we have gotten Poison right, we haven't gotten a single more Anaconda War fight. I don't know what's up with that though. Are we getting very, very unlucky, or is something happening? use regular fire, so it's not a high tier, because then that would have been a Fira. It's crazy, Seifer with that health basically at like nothing junction, no like health increase or whatever, you know, it's just this fucking stat growth. There's Shiva with elemental defense, so Shiva, elemental defense times 2 of course, not surprised. I'm really curious though, is there going to be elemental defense 3? Is it going to be elemental attack times 2? Or is there going to be some surprise? You know, because a lot of elemental defense is like very powerful normally. Because of the fact that as you know, like when we played on the other things, on the other file, you know, and stuff that, like the fact that, for example, with Ultima you can reach very easily, with use Ultima alone, you can reach 100%, so you can be resistant to everything. But then if you continue on equipping spells, you can quote-unquote absorb every single element in the game, not including physical of course, but being able to absorb like elemental damage is like insanely good. Because that can make surviving certain things way easier. Which is why, of course, that the stuff that Omega weapon uses are actually quote-unquote normal elemental and stuff that. That's why his attacks are so powerful. But the things against Omega weapon that is important is where having very high speed is something you need, and very high luck. And stuff that, because you can actually dodge his attacks. Yeah, but there are bonuses that don't exist. It only exists for like the main statuses. Like there is no speed bonus or luck bonus, from my understanding, or even an evasion bonus. Imagine if there were like evasion bonus, hit bonus, you know, and stuff that, you know. Evasion bonus would have been insane though if it was like 1% evasion each level and stuff that, right? Depending on what level you are, of course, obviously. Maybe it would need to be higher in order to be more effective, you know, and stuff that, like 1% would maybe be just too low. Unless, of course, the actual percentage there, because it's percentage based, at 2% dodge is 2% dodge, so if you could get 100% dodge, then that would be insane. Because then you would dodge everything because of its percentage based. It's not like the other stats. Because yeah, evasion is 1% space raised. Which is why a 2% dodge is all of a sudden that much better than like 1%. That's 93 now. The luck evasion is percentage base, hit is also percentage base, but luck is not. Speed is not as well, so yeah. Let's restore Seifer back to full again. He did 2 out of 130, 4 out of 130. And maybe we will just go for the 100 strength. That's maybe the goal. But it's also that I really want to get the materials so we can actually upgrade sales equipment. Because I mean, if we can make the second best weapon, not make the air gaze and stuff like that, because we would still need to get the brothers cards to get adamant height. And then the other brothers card is what gives you HP plus 60, I think it is, that it gives you. Maybe take HP plus 80, which you can give to several summons. That's a Phoenix down, which is nice. Okay, Ifrit used up. Most anaconda from anacondas. Because sometimes you can see that certain enemies are gonna have double descriptions on them and stuff that, you know. Which means that there can be two ways to acquire a card and stuff that, you know. Comes at the 2-hour mark. Yeah, it's just attack normally. 1200. Yeah, so every little bit of strength adds just so much now. Yeah, we went from like 1000 to 1200 is kind of what we did. Actually, that's true, that's like really what we did. Because 100 strength, like from 93 to 100 strength, that's a lot of fucking damage. I don't think it's enough to give you like 2k damage or whatever it is, but it's insane. Yeah. Because it might be that Seifer deals max damage way before 200 strength even, you know, stuff that, because yeah. I'm curious though, what's No Mercy looking like? Non-crit, of course. We can obviously tell if it's crit and if it's like unusually high. So we were doing 3k before. What are we doing now? Yeah, so 3k, one was 3.2 there. Getting more potions. This is nice. And keep in mind, if you go into the next screen, you eventually encounter Selfie. And I have no idea what level she will be. Okay, Bad Breath is probably gonna slow. That they're not slow, so I'm guessing he's a lower level version then. Also it says 787 without a crit. Yeah, of course it depends on the defense of the enemy as well. You're always gonna deal very good damage to the Keysards. Yeah. I'm gonna take the double poison damage here actually. Okay, so 785k, that's important to know. There was a crit on the poison. We get a fire. Yeah, 1145. That will just disappear. Let's heal up again. Soon out of potions. And 90 out of 130. To the other 130, 57 out of 130. No, we don't go back yet. Got 43, yeah. So the cure is how massive is the growth gonna be until level 50? That's the question. It really feels though that ever since we got poisoned, we used to encounter the anaconda wars way less, it feels like. I mean, I don't know, right? Like, do we just let Seifer die eventually and stuff that, like, get Seifer to low HP, you know, and just heal up. Once we get, like, lower enough potions, maybe we just resurrect Squall and then put everything on Squall instead. How many potions? 11 potions. Seifer. He needs 545. I don't think one battle will give me 545 though. But Seifer, you have done brilliant work, mate. You have done brilliant work. You have 67 strength still. And you have 2700. That is without any strength increases. Just from having the strength bonus. And now, Squall, you're gonna have all three. You're gonna get strength bonus and strength 40%. You're also getting Mad Rush, Card, and Beam. Because you see, we're not using Magic Key after all item. Right, so that is a measly 30 strength. Yeah, that's no good, and there's no magic we can have Yanks in the coat because we don't have any magic. We're not gonna ever draw any magic. But yeah, so he has that's a pitiful 30 strength. Pitiful. Pitiful strength. Let's see how this goes. Just imagine if we used to encounter the combos now, because we have 2 party members. Hey, squad leader, watch me do damage. Yo, it survived. Yo, let's go. Oh. Come on. Card, ha! Card strats. Miss? What do you mean miss? Wait, what's that? Oh. I am actually attacking. No, you ruined it, Seifer. Fucking Seifer still doing 653 damage. I wonder how much he got without the strength bonus there. 68. I mean, it's so hard to think about the conversion. Would that have been 69 strength otherwise with the strength bonus if I would have kept it on him? I don't know. But Squall has the strength bonus. But now Squall needs a bunch of levels. But I'm prioritizing healing up Squall instead. Yeah. Actually, we should heal up Squall. Because we still need Seifer to be kinda run for a while just so he can kill some Conwar so that we can get a lot of XP but I mean, I can use let's Squall handle the weak stuff. I mean, I was gonna say that, but still, you know. Squall, you need to start getting your strength up, buddy. Operation level up Squall. Squall is just helping out his team leader. He needed to take a nap at first, you know. You know, they needed to let the squad leader putting in a lot of work, you know. Fucking no mercy on a Gizzard. I'm curious the damage because the Gizzard has really crap defense. Yeah, 3.5k. Decent damage. Yeah, things not going as planned. Because we really need to get the Anaconda Wars. We really need the Anaconda Wars. In order for Squall to gain a bunch of levels. Like, why did Seifer equals being poisoned equals like the encounter happening way less? Like, that just seems to be the case at this point, that once he got poisoned, it's just like now you're not gonna meet them because, you know, because they decide to be nice. Except it's not nice. Except it was muy problemo. There was no problem, except it was muy. Stop giving me geese other than single soldiers. What the fuck is wrong? And I have strength 40. Dancing bonus. I mean, I'm really hoping for the Anaconda Wars. Yo, let's go. Are they gonna use Pimp Slap Squall? Yeah, they are. What? This is them so cool. But Seifer might one-shot them. Yeah, he just one-shot one of them. Aha, 94 damage blow. Oh no, poison squad, poison squad. You mother honk. Okay, fine, I mean, I am getting Renzokuki now even without having like bad health. And we're still using them right here, but on Squall instead. So 106 out of 130, 28 out of 130, 73 out of 130. We have 831 now. Ooh, 33 strength. Whoa, it used to go by 3, yeah. 3 strength. Because of the strength bonus, otherwise that would have just been 2 strength. Oh, that's pretty nice. Heal up Squall. Go food. I would love one more actually. Let's get Seifer a little. Just the healing boom. Get Seifer the rest of the healing just so he can. We need Squall to survive at least one more Anaconda encounter, because maybe at level 16 we will have 1000 health. I don't think so. I think we might need level 17 or 18 before we get 1000 health with Squall. Yeah, well, we should actually be smarter there about who attacks actually. Juggle their health a bit. Yeah, but that was crazy that was 3 strength there from a single level there. And of course it's because he's the main character, you know, and stuff like that, but still. Like 16, yeah. I like his higher now than Seifer again. I'm curious though if Squall will actually get evasion increase as well. Once we reach high enough level. Okay, so let's see if we handle that. Because then we can avoid taking damage on Squall. And that is still a level for him. 68 strength. Yeah, he's really missing having the strength bonus. Come on, Anaconda Wars. Okay, I take 2 of those. Yeah, we cannot get Ransom can use special poison. Imagine though if that was actually something that was true that more status effects on you, like as long as they're not like certain other statuses, like as long as it's not cursed, like it would give you a high chance to get limit breaks or something, you know. That's another potion. Who do we throw the potion on? I'll throw it on Seifer. Then we almost end up in a situation where we're gonna throw the potion immediately. Because see, we really need to get an Anaconda fight earlier rather than later, because we need to do it while Seifer is alive. Because there's no way that Mr. Swan kills Anaconda Wars on his own. That's just because Ren's cooking hits a single target, and even if a single Ren's cooking will kill one target, it's just that we're gonna get hit so hard by them. Okay. Seifer can heal. That's pretty much what we're gonna have to do. Like every time we get a potion, we're gonna use it and stuff that, you know. Because we need an Anaconda fight. Even though the main problem is if I'm not healing up Squall, then that could be a mistake. I thought I saw the thing on Squall before that. I thought that he popped the Quetzacotl. Wow, we see him in yellow health. That was a long time ago. Yeah, so 600. Oh, a bit over 600 health is yellow stat for him now. It's pretty crazy. That was not a potion though, because it's a bit scary if we're actually in an Anaconda fight and then like he dies. That would be really bad. I mean, we could just escape from the fight, but we do not want to do that. Yeah, Mad Rush do not remove poison right now. You know what? Let's all go to the save. No. Let's hope we can reach the save before Seifer dies. We're gonna use a tent. I don't really want to use up tents, you know, that's the thing. The tents are so strong in this. Yeah, that's probably enough out of Seifer. Unless we get a potion here. Saved by potions! Yeah, I'm actually gonna start attacking with Squall. So we can jaggle some HP for Seifer, because he's Squall is gonna take way less HP damage than what Seifer is. I'm out of K22, so no matter what the fight is, we're gonna get it next level, I think. Under 15. We only need 15 more to gain 130. Okay, single soul here. Didn't even die from one attack. Absolutely worthless. Seifer shows you how it's done. $255 crit. No potions, yes. But we are very close. And yo, and that also brings back Cell, which, you know, wasn't really what we thought, because I do not want Cell to gain levels, but fine. Level 45 Seifer. Level 45 Seifer, but we are gaining. We have 35 strength on Squall. His speed is 23, 16. But yeah, we need to kill off Cell. This isn't fun. You know, not fun to have to kill off Cell, but still. Because I do not want to sacrifice levels, that's the whole thing. That's the main problem also, that it's harder for Seifer to gain levels when you have other characters alive. Wait, let's actually try this. I want to see how much damage we do with this. Because keep in mind that we are hasted and protected as well. Okay, 325, that's decent. Seifer's fucking damage, man. Look at how speedy they are, like how often they attack though. I don't think that would be a level up for anyone. No. So potions though. But we're gonna need to kill off boy Cell though. Because Squall needs to have the strength bonus and we don't have bonuses on anyone else. Because I mean, like, magic bonus would kind of be pretty much worthless, except for certain characters. But at least if they work that way, we need to kill off Cell. Is he gonna fire? Thank you! Right, I don't need to press anything. Now we can start benefiting from potions again. Keep money, he's not benefiting from any strength increases there like Squall is, but yeah. Of course, yes, the strength bonus is such a big deal. I don't think there was anything here though. With the castle, this is just blocking off a part of the city, which actually leads out of the city. Like if we would have been able to glitch past those, you could actually exit the city of Dollet, which would have been absolutely insane. I don't know how much that would break the game if there is a way to use a glitch out of that. If you could technically enter, right? Because I don't know how that would work. Would it just crash the game? Or what cities would you be able to explore? Because technically, the cities still exist during this one and stuff that, you know, so that's something that is important. Seifer is 46. It has 69 nice, 29 speed. That's the easiest way to do it always with one character. Now hopefully though we can actually encounter the Anacondas easier now again on one of poison. And if we can earn a bunch of potions here before we get poisoned, then that would be good. But I don't want to run off and use a tent every single time we get poisoned and stuff like that. Not until the characters like health gets me lower. We do want to keep Squall here though, because Squall still has very low HP pool, which is not very fun. Like it's gonna be a lot more comfortable once he has 1000 health. Stop the coop now! Oh! Not that kind of coop. Stop the coop now. Caw. Oh no, level 1 spell large. Is it 90 damage to Squall because of him being low level? Potions is nice. What's our levels? 126 out of 130. 48 out of 130. 93 out of 130. Yo, let's go. Come on, Anaconda Wars, where are you? Maybe they have moved screens. The Anaconda was like, nah, fuck it, we keep getting killed over and over. Because yeah, there are people that swear that certain people's game disc gets like sentient or whatever it is. This is crazy. And it's interesting, right, that maybe that's why he has a more modern pistol design. But look at Seifer's fucking fighting style. Like Seifer is basically it's Sephiroth's. He has the whole stance forward with his sword, which is more of a correct actual fighting stance, depending on your weapon, of course, that you have it that high. And so because he has reach with it, his actual, okay, the fucking gunblades are fucking large weapons. Like you might think that they will be super heavy, but if you actually design them right, I don't think that they are meant to be as thick as they look in game. I actually think that they're supposed to be pretty thin and stuff that, you know. I think it's actually the meaning of the revolver is not for you to fire an actual black pistol shot. That's not what they're doing. It's more like an ignition thing that ignites the sword and causes an explosion, like a fear explosion. You know, which will make you think that they should always still fire damage when that happens. You know, stuff that, you know, or something. But yeah. But imagine though, if they made a remake and then they made it so that your trigger, that you could augment your trigger So you can make your trigger instead of being a fire explosion, you can make like a lightning explosion, super effective against like robots and machinery. Like you can make like a icy explosion, like a fucking, what would you call it, bad breath. Is it kinda slow? Double slow, okay. That means it is a high level version, I think. Let's go again, now level at least. Yeah, so Quetzacotl alone, elemental defense times 2. Okay. Elemental does 2 was the maximum. I usually boost for last because boost is just 10 points. Yeah, so elemental defense times 2, and we're pretty close there. So Squall now has 37, okay. So what was it, 35 to 37, so 36. We would have only gained 1, but since we had the strength bonus, we got up to 37 instead of only 1 strength. So we got 2 strength instead of 1 there. I mean, he's got 916 health also. 916 health. I'm not saying that we're gonna get grind Squall up to the same level as Seifer is, but you know, I mean, it would be beneficial to at least get Squall to level 40, because then we can guarantee that we are able to get certain high level items. Enemies. They're still hitting for pretty weak damage though. Potion is nice though. Use potion up, Squall. I don't know why they became very, very stingy with the actual Anaconda War encounters. Because I mean, we got Anaconda encounters so often during a while, and then it was just all of a sudden, like once we got that poison to happen, they just completely kind of disappeared. Or is that a bug that happens between certain levels? I don't know. Maybe we just need to talk to the gods again. No. Okay, Seifer is very close to a level up. The main problem though is that gaining levels doesn't get that much slower. I think that at maximum levels eventually start requiring like 1100 XP or something like that, because basically it maxes out at 99,000, whatever it is for level 100. Oh, that was a one shot with only 226 damage. That's the potions. Seifer still at 69 there, you saw he gained no strength there at all. And stuff that, so he would have gained a strength there if we would have had like strength bonus to him. So that's a really, really important thing, that sometimes you don't even gain a stat at all. Even your main stat, you know. Here they are. Yeah, 206 damage to Squall. Yeah, because eventually once these are high enough level, I believe the squad will be able to almost get like 2 levels from 1. Maybe. I think the Blind is the one that's their high level version. Double kill. Okay. Summon. Oh yeah, we're all learning summon magic, yeah. Metal defense times 2 still there. And a 10 out of 1 or 30. Let's use potions on Seifer. I'm waiting to give ability there. Because we do have 37 strength. As I said, reaching certain thresholds is gonna be a big deal. As of that, you know. Okay, double Galbaria things. Let's see if there's cooking damage here. Yeah, that's pretty decent damage. Okay, level 18. 2 more potions, we're up to 6 potions now. That's 39 strength now. Yeah, 39 strength. Because I definitely want to get to the point where we can get sales, like, so we can get a weapon for sale from doing this. Yeah, because eventually even the kids sort of start giving you better stuff. That's why it's so important. What? Just a few more steps and another encounter. What? Okay, that was weird. I mean, the potions are nice. And where is the guy that crawled away here, you know? I mean, you didn't get to save him, he probably already got eaten by the anaconda was. The main problem though, if we would encounter an anaconda with that low health on Squall, then Squall would just die. — 3,500 health. back from the 260 attack. Yeah, 59, and we have the stink bonus on him, yeah. No, we're close, right? I mean him. Yeah, 117. I feel like it was just a while ago it was 115, but no, that was on the other element of defense skill. I wonder why they're being so stingy with the Anaconda Wars. Why are you being so stingy with the Anaconda Wars, man? 666, yeah. I mean, we're all getting a lot of potions this way. We're down to 5, but that's just because now we are reaching the point where high potions can be a good investment. But also Potion Plus would be a big deal, because Potion Plus would always something for 400, meaning you don't need that many to heal up, and so that's, yeah. But of course the medicine refinement is not until Alexander actually. He's the one that learns the medicine plus. It's crazy that it takes that long, which is basically end of disc 2 is when you draw it at the very, very end of the disc 2. Which basically is like they're leveling up the medicine to a high level. Because I remember when the leveling speed was pretty effective and stuff like that, when we kept getting the Anaconda fights very often. Actually, let's go to the next screen, maybe. Maybe it has actually changed at certain levels, maybe this screen is better. Maybe that's a shaky part. No. That would be funny. And that is to indicate that you're meant to walk there when you encounter the spider, because otherwise it's unstable, the ground is unstable. Or do we just continue on at this point? I don't know. I mean, it's so crazy, right, how often we got Anaconda Wars before, and then now, after that poison thing happened and I didn't cure poison for a while, we're just starting to get way less. Is it just because of the level difference being so high between Squall and... No, but that doesn't make any sense. Even when he was just poison on his own, we still got way less Anaconda fights. Is it just an RNG bug? You haven't gotten screwed by the RNG? You know, stuff that, is there something, is it a step manipulation thing? Level 90 now at least, giving us 1000 health. Very important with 1000 health. Level 19. What? What the fuck? 42 strength? Yo, what the fuck? That's wait, what? Wait, yeah, it wasn't even a 39 strength. I don't think. That's a massive increase. Finish the citrus flavor. Yeah. I think that's a crazy strength increase there. I think that was one of those 4 strength increase at least. Maybe it was even 5 strength increase. Which I mean, 42 is pretty insane. I don't know if everyone will get that strong strength increase. So maybe they grow at different points. But it was just because that Seifer took a while until Seifer started getting the strength bonus and stuff like that. So that may maybe be the case. Because what if the strength bonus can like crit, and then you can gain more than 1 strength per level via it. Maybe it can give you a bonus. Oh, there we are. There you are. You think you can hide from me? Just attack normally. For him to get no mercy. Yeah, that only did 187 damage from Squall's attack. Okay, I think they are height here. Of course that landed poison. Why are you poisoning me? Why? I have enough of their bullshit. One. Oh, that's actually killed one. Damage. Come on, give us good materials. Elemental defense times 2 on Ifrit. Yeah, and then summon magic, of course. Right, yeah. Elemental defense 2 was the maximum there. Now Shiva is only left having elemental defense times 2. Squall, you're gonna need to use a bunch of potions. I don't think we got anything different there that we can make something fun with. Yep. We have 49 though with 70 strength, 30 speed. It took a long time for him to get that strength increased there, like several levels. Do we just go back to the save? Unless I want to use up the thing. Or do we kill off Squall and give the strength to Cell? Yes. Cell, welcome to the party with your very, very low health. We're juggling characters, man. Hey Cell, you need to get strong, man. You need to train. Here I have a strength bonus and I have strength plus 40%. Mad Rush, card, Doom. I was almost just gonna out of habit use like magic draw item or like draw magic item, you know, stuff that I was just gonna do that just. Almost like used out of a habit, you know, of doing that on like the other file, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, strength bonus, strength 40. You're using his auto revolver, right? Yeah, gunblade auto. We are using auto on him, yes. Well, how close is he? He's not that close unless we get another Anaconda War. Right, otherwise we kill off Squall. Of course. Nice. Okay, good. Main problem is you could use kill off Cell if we're very, very unlucky here. Like we need Cell to gain a bunch of levels. Okay, that did not kill them though. Don't one-shot Cell, please. Nice. Hopefully this kills them, so Cell can get a bunch of XP here. Okay, that killed one. Please don't attack. You mother honker. That's what I get, man, and I get poison, of course I do. Yeah, see, that's the main problem. Dragon skin. Yes, dragon skin. Or dragon skins, which is usable for certain weapons that you can get. Nomadic 10% into 20%. Mental defense times 2. Some nomadic 10%. Me to resurrect Cell again. We have no potions though. Yeah, that's that could might be short-lived. Cell, now's your chance. Now's your chance. Now's your chance. Be a big shot. Go back, use 10. Maybe hope for a few levels on Cell. Maybe we don't attack Cell, and Cell might live. And I don't know, man. And maybe use that Seifer kill stuff. And hope that Cell can get at least one level. Because if these are potions, I'm using the potions on Cell instead. You're not getting potion though, but Cell of course has a strength bonus now equipped and stuff that, so he will gain strength bonus of course once he gets a level up, but yeah, you know. Getting a level up won't be easy. I have all 3 equipped, yes. Yeah, the ugly characters is actually pretty funny. Of course we cannot gain any more guild, so you know. And this would be really stupid if we end up using Apollo or 10s and then we're stuck in a situation that is just absolute crap, because that can happen, you know, which is a bit scary, you know. That's the thing that you don't really want to be using up your 10s, but you know. Because I don't know how much Cell will grow 4, but I'm guessing he's gonna have very high strength increase and probably high HP increase just on his own. Those 2 potions though. 2 glorious potions. Healing still up to 400. Glorious. I mean, we just got unlucky there with Anaconda. I mean, I wanted Anacondas, but I didn't mean it that way, you know. Oh, fear. Oh, of course, it's the level 2 version. Okay, so level 2 version now we know at least that Seifer is high enough level to challenge the level 2 versions now. This is going to be a lot of XP then. If all of these are level 2 ones, that's going to be a lot of XP for Cell. I think we only got level 50 on did we get a level on Cell? Hard to tell. I don't think we did. Sort though. Potion on Cell, 1 potion used. We'll see if there's a potion there. So level 50, Seifer. Yeah. Imagine if I would have continued on just with the strength on him and not like not resurrected Squall, and instead just focused on like just getting him up with the tent. Because we do have 3 tents left. There we go, that's it, so nice. Tent. I'm being stubborn again. Yeah, because I just realized that fucking hell, if we would have just continued on with whole fucking strength bonus, then we would have had like the horse strength 100 already at this point. Like he would have had like way higher strength. I think it was a mistake to increase the other characters, but I'm gonna actually let them gain levels just on their own here without the strength bonus. Just because I'm too lazy to do it otherwise. Because otherwise this is just gonna take fucking forever. If we keep just juggling the characters. You know. If you just keep juggling the characters, then that's not gonna be good. It's better to leave the other ones alive and just let them gain your strength naturally instead, you know. Because the thing is just that Seifer is the guy that will be killing stuff. Seifer is the one that can, if he has high enough strength, he will use one-shot those enemies. And his dragon skin is used for several weapons actually. Dragon skin is used for more than just the gloves like dragon skin is used on one of the whips at least, if I remember correctly. I should have never let go of the strength bonus on Seifer. Should have used not resurrected Squall at all. But maybe he wouldn't have survived if I wouldn't have rested Squall. That could be debatable, but I did of course end up using some potions on Squall instead. Running across the bridge. Encounter. Yeah, almost 1.4k damage there from the crit. I mean, he's still at 30 strength at level 19 now, but that's just because of the strength bonus thing. Yeah, because maybe this is what we should have been doing from the start and never gotten rid of the other two characters and just had them level up aside from Seifer, but then we probably wouldn't have even been level 50 at this point with Seifer. Because the thing is, having more characters can also be bad, because then Seifer can gain his limit break so quick, but if you're juggling between several characters, then it's hard to get the limit break. You can see they normally would have gotten it by now. So we're gonna use that to attack instead. And maybe we can grind up potions this way actually. Maybe that could also be a strat. Magic's still nice. He got a level at least. He got 20 strength from that, okay, so he did gain strength here. In that level. Come on, just give me one Anaconda, please. Just give me the Anaconda fight. Oh. Damage them, nice. Two potions is nice, but again, potions don't heal that much. Also, like imagine if it stacks the poison all on one target again from the Anaconda Wars. Level 20 on gift ability, 31 strength, so he did gain more strength there. He's already at evasion 2% though. That seems like way earlier than what Seifer got the 2% evasion. Still can just get one potion. So max 20%, elemental defense times 2 almost done. Because I don't care about the rest of the skills of the elemental defense times 2. Got 2 at least. I mean, getting 2 is nice. Okay, is this the magical 100 number? You are. Good. Strength bonus, strength 40. 43 strength. Mad Rush card doom. Just 43 strength. 72 strength. Because I think that strength on Seifer now being 72 is decent enough. Hopefully with 3 characters surviving the Anaconda also will be easier. And potions pretty decent. Because eventually if all 3 characters get strong enough, then we might actually not end up using a lot of potions at all. As long as we don't get poisoned, because it seems to be potions that really reckons are you know, regulatory items. So if we could use the word getting poisoned and get strong enough with our HP values, then it might be possible for us to start building up a large amount of potions. That's weird though, because I thought that there was something that dropped antidotes. I could have sworn that there were. Maybe just at high level, maybe. A little bit over 3 hours, by the way. Because I want to see how strong Squall gets. The strength bonus equipped. Oh, so it's a strength bonus equipped, yes. Metal defense times 2. Because we do have 2 more tents we can use. So that's the main problem though. If we meet any converts and we get poisoned every time, then that's gonna be really bad. Kill it though. 10 on cell. Come on, Anacondas, please. Actually, probably should throw one potion at least to score. Okay, we got 2 at least. Yeah, so that's damage. Because imagine once that 3 party members all have like strength increasing stuff and then strength bonus equipped and stuff that, and then you mad rush. Especially also if they have vitality somehow as well. Yeah, that's actually an interesting point that you could theoretically equip like you could learn initiative, equip initiative to use act immediately and then use mad rush immediately with Squall. Whist Stone. That's actually the highest tier. Yeah. Stone with stone magic power. That means that that's the highest level of Gizzard, I think. Maybe? I don't know if that's 100% correct. Because maybe that's why they're so rare. Because they can't put dragon skin. I think I should heal up actually, sell a little bit. So tiny smidge. Or the 6 strength, okay. 24 speed, luck 17, okay. 16 on magic though. So yes, Gold's magic is not weak. I mean, considering he is not a spellcasting character. Or 70 damage, yeah, that indicates that that's a high tier enemy, that has at least Fira. Except of course that sells full potions, man. SL has pretty bad vitality at only 7. 72 strength there. I wonder how long it takes for Squall to overtake Seifer. Screws. What's it gonna give? Yeah, very close now to elemental defense times 2. Summon magic, 20% is getting close. And summon magic 10 is almost learned. Yo. let's go. Correct encounter. But the main problem is though that certain ones have their health pretty low. So I'm not getting no mercy now at all. I'm not getting no mercy anymore. Maybe it's when other party members are alive, maybe he has a less chance to get it. We need to do this. It's not rely on the thing. We cannot rely on him not getting limit breaks. That's fine, because we have protect and haste. Teamwork, Mad Rush. Yeah, the protector steps insanely much. Fucking Mad Rush is absolutely crazy with how often you get attacks. Yo, dude. Yo, it's dragon skins. That's insane. Heal up Seifer. Heal up. Put the things down. Cell. Heal up Cell. That used up a lot of potions though, but that was good. Yeah, so I'll run to them definitely times 2. Yeah, so somewhere like 10%. And he learned that. So that was a bit of a waste of points there because it was only 1 point away from some magic 20% there, so yeah. Kinda bad. But yeah, there's no skill that is interesting for us now on the summons. Of course we did use gain. Okay. Then we get a single point of strength that level. Maybe we got 1 point. Because I think if we would have mad rushed there immediately before Cell got hit, then we could have survived. Okay, rematch. Hopefully this ain't a mistake. Because it is risky to do this if they crit and stuff in that, you know. Because yeah, the protect helps a lot. But I didn't get poisoned. Wait, berserking is not overriding poison. Is it? Does berserking make you immune to poison? Nah. skills though. That's insane. 24 dragon skills. You're pretty hilarious sometimes, game. Sometimes they are hilarious. So 47 strength, 73 strength, 22 strength, 21 strength. Do we just continue otherwise at this point? Because there's nothing important that they can learn now. And it's better if we level somewhere else because it doesn't feel like we can rely on them. So that's right, and we've gotten I think what we want to get, which was dragon skins. I do think that we can get other stuff later on, but it will just take such a long time, so we're gonna continue on, I think. Meaning we are gonna need to draw here eventually, and so that, but we are gonna continue and actually get to the save. We're gonna continue on and we're gonna get to the save. Here we go. And we will lose Seifer now. After this cutscene here. Yeah, because they tried to activate the TV tower to do the whole thing of announcing that idea took over the Galbadian army. What your dream? You have one who don't. I'm gonna pass it. And he used to dodge us. Try to walk in those. And it's not shown there how high the landing was there because you actually fall off a pretty steep cliff was. Yeah, we're good. Now we don't have Seifer anymore. So now it's all up to me in cell. We do still have the summons, learning their stuff. Summon magic 20%, summon magic 10%, and summon magic 20%. I need to piss so badly. Actually, let's take a shortcut. Oj. Like, what the hell she did it, you know? You haven't forgotten, have you? Why haven't forgotten in case she starts at level 8 as well? It does start with 18 strength, and when she starts with 10 magic, speed is 17 actually, which is... Is that worse? I'm trying to remember what speed they're at. She does have 19 luck though, which is absolutely insane. Yeah. Because she's a spellcaster, and she has, of course, the special... Because she has special magic. This is a communication star. Shorty speak. That's what she said. Oh my god, videos of this running from the case, they would run. Yeah, I mean they would run because of what the level is. Captain is getting away. Did he go up because the elevator is coming down on me? Did he go up? He's squad B captain. Right, we're gonna call it a day here at the save point. Just save and yeah. For peace myself. So level 50 there. We're gonna use the next. We're gonna actually use the other save point. Actually, we're gonna put it at. Actually, put it here. I think instead. Number one save, there we go. So you can see that that's later on and stuff. That's yeah. That is used in case we need to go back and continue grinding with Seifer. Otherwise, you know, and stuff that because that might be something we need to do. We will see. Depending on how things go here. Because I do think with the Dragon's game we can make some interesting things. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this though. And I see you all next time.